Your battle against the physical forces of evil has honor. But the real struggle is the battle of the mind. Consider the burdens weighing on your companions. The internal assault this island wages against them. Eternum is not just a place you see. It is a state of being. And it will scar your soul unless you choose to change. Attachments to the past become a prison. Only balance can transform that prison into a refuge. As warden to the souls caught in your sphere, you must defend against the shadows darkening their hearts. Create the island of calm within their storm. Because on this island, where time stretches thin to no horizon, your soul too will be stretched thin, a shadow in the dark. Become the light you have inside. For you are not just in Eternum. Eternum is in you.
My throne stolen. I sailed from my homeland in exile, dreaming of a new home for my people and my unborn child. While so many have trouble adjusting to this island, my people took to Ebonscale Reach. It was a rebirth of a lost dream, and we flourished. And my son thrived. On the eve of his adulthood, a strange sickness overcame him, and I could only watch. Prayers, curatives, rituals, wise counsel. There is nothing I did not try. That's when the whispers began. I vowed to find a way to breach the storm wall. My intuition said that would save him. Every attempt failed, and with each failure, my people's suffering increased. Long have I known of the young upstart, but only now have I accepted her invitation to listen. My mother raised no fool, and yet, I admit to you, Isabella's bargain is not unreasonable. The fleet is now ready to set sail. Yet my balance falters upon the edge of a step I know I should not take.
Got things well enough in hand here, as do I. Not to mention my new ship yonder. What a beauty, eh? Just imagine all the unknowns she'll make known, the bounty and loot she'll uncover, the wild seas she'll tame.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am! The bee!
Captain O'Malley!
And don't you forget it!
My spine.
I know. Abandoning the cause. But I still got anchors back in the old world I just can't cut loose. By the way, you really would make a fine first mate, you know. Just saying.
Grace O'Malley, you better know what you're doing.
I still recall the day I discovered an angel visiting my church. Isabella de Leon, a young woman of unsurpassed devotion, seeking redemption for generations of family shame. It was I who first brought her to hear the mad ravings of the heretic, and strangely found myself joining their ill-fated expedition. On Eternum, Isabella's aspiration became obsession. And when she drank from the fountain, her thirst for divine inspiration transformed into madness. As the crimson thickened in her eyes, so did the hold of the demonic parasite within her soul. She met the crew's questions with blood, leaving them as mindless husks. My heart shattered, my faith lost. I struck down the heretic for leading us to this damnation. And I fled in shame to the old world, determined to return and make this right. In Rome, I gained access to the darkest archives of my order, and there found answers that promised salvation when I returned to these shores. I hired a captain to bring me back, but after shipwrecking on the island, I saw what happened. The blessing I intended for her was bestowed upon you instead.
Am I not safe from you? Even in my own mind? I am trying to release you all from the lie. Don't you see? No one is watching over us. There is no God. We are alone. Each of us. In the end.
And so, it came to pass. The heart of the tempest, Captain Isabella herself, defeated. Abandoned by the power for which she traded everything. The Soul Wardens were victorious, pulling Eternum and the world back from the precipice of doom. But at what cost? So many of their numbers corrupted or lost. Their fragile alliance crumbling as the factions fight for dominance. And what of the allies they believe they've gained in the angry Earth? It would be clear soon enough that the vengeful hand of nature would grasp far more than equilibrium. And the void exposed when the surge in corruption abates would become a threat of itself. As the soulless remnants of this conflict rise from the battlefield to find purpose and power in a source as yet unrealized. Yes, the hapless inhabitants of Eternum will soon learn that this chapter may have come to a close, but the real horrors have just begun.